Hello and welcome back to the Sports Talk Player Interview Series. My name is Chase Moskowitz, president of the Sports Talk Club, here to interview some members of the varsity baseball team. So let's have them each introduce themselves.
Matt Mackey, senior.
Tyler Tholen, I'm a junior, play first base, and I pitch.
Alex Uchinsky, I'm a pitcher and utility.
Dylan Moskowitz, junior, and infield.
Jake Bonanno, senior, one of the captains, outfielder, and pitcher.
All right, thank you, Mr. Captain. All right, so first off, I want to say it's been a pleasure watching you guys. This team definitely feels different than last year. I'll tell you that. So first we're going to ask personal player questions, like each player. Then we're going to ask like team questions. You guys can all answer them. And then fun questions, kind of just like open-ended. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So first I'm going to start off with Mr. Captain here. Jake, I want to talk about the game against Fairlawn. The team was down 8-4 at one point, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you guys came back to win it 17-10 with the exclamation point of a grand slam in extras by you. Take me through what was going on when the team was down and how you managed to get them up and managed to come back with a 17-10 victory.
One thing that Mahwah prides itself in, especially as a baseball team, is making the lows as short as possible. So I think that's kind of the theme of our year, and not being complacent. So one thing as my job and the other teammates' jobs is to recognize if we're in a down point together as a team to try to turn it around and realize that we are the team that we can be, and we don't want to play down to our opponents. So that was definitely one of the themes, especially in that game.
All right, thank you, Jake. I'm gonna go to the other captain, Mr. Mackey. It's kind of a short question, but I think it has a big meaning. You have a tendency to get on base a lot and hit the ball, make contact. You have a .324 batting average throughout your career, last time I checked. Tell me how just getting on base, even with like a small little RBI single, really impacts the team in bigger ways than just the small single.
The most important thing is the most important advice I ever got was from my grandfather, and it was to play my game. So I don't try I know I'm not the biggest, strongest guy, so I focus on making contact, putting the ball in play, because whenever you put the ball in play, good things will happen, and that's what we have seen as a team throughout our high school career. And singles and doubles are great, and although they're not the homers that everyone wants, it helps the team in many different ways.
Thank you, Matt. Let's go to the ace of this team, I would say. That's you, Tyler. So you have a .58 earned run average this year. Yesterday it was 0, but then you gave up the run. But that's okay. You also pitched 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. Yesterday, I want to say good job. Congratulations. Tell me how you work through each bump day, including yesterday, and what motivates you to pitch so well for the team.
Thank you, Chase. I want to first off just thank you for having me today. I would say how I handle my bump days and how I condition my arm. I would just say warming up before games. It's more than just an hour before. It's a whole mindset before, the day before. Get ready for the outing and what you're going to do. But honestly, I just take it like I'm just having a catch with the catcher. Like I just go in there, just try to perform my best and not worry about anything else that happens. But yeah.
That's great.
All right, thank you. Alex, you came off of Tommy John surgery your sophomore year, right?
Freshman year, yeah.
Freshman, okay, I'm sorry. So you came off Tommy John surgery, but you returned better than ever, I would say. You're not really a pitcher that much anymore. You can, but what was the transition for you like in terms of switching more to like infield than pitching, and how has this also allowed you to focus on your offense more too?
For me, most of my life, I've always been one of the better arms out of the pen or just in general starting. I've always just been a pitcher, I'm going to college to pitch, so obviously I need to focus on that main thing, but overall, I actually found it as kind of a new task. I'm like almost playing a whole new game of baseball. I really enjoy playing the field and trying to help out the team in general. It's quite different than pitching, as you're not dictating every action in the game, every single pitch and every single play isn't always starting with you. You kind of have to react. It's not really in your hands. But overall, I think I'm having a slow start to the season so far, but overall my team's been helping me pick it up, and hopefully when we're all come and go together, we'll hopefully have a ring for us. So that's it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a team game. So, all right, let's save the best player question for last. Dylan, you were more of a utility man last year than a starter, I would say. But now this year you're in your starting spot. Take me through the work that you've been doing this offseason to secure a starting spot on this competitive roster.
Thank you. I feel like this offseason I put in a lot of work, and just like every day, like either whether or not it's like lifts or hitting or anything, like I don't know, I just feel like I put a lot of work in, and then all my teammates have been very like together, I guess is the right word. I don't know, like very supportive, like always working hard every day in practice and everything, and I feel like that just translated to the games.
All right. Thank you. So now let's get to the team questions. Again, it's just like I'll ask a question. Anybody can just raise their hand and answer. So first question is, do you guys have any traditions that you do before or after your games?
Yeah, I'll answer this one. So before games, we always, there's multiple things that we do. I don't know if it's really, just something that we do because we think it helps or anything. But before the game, we usually go in a huddle. Our captains usually speak, tell us what we need to do, what we want to focus on for the game. And then, obviously anthem is for everyone, but we usually do that, send on the line. And then usually after the game, in the locker room, regardless of if we win or lose, we're usually trying to, everybody keep everyone up, just forget about it, flush it. Usually one of the things that we do, the main things we do is one of us will stand on a chair and just dance after the game and just get hype. And it'll be a really fun time. But, those are just a few things that we do.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, it's not really a tradition. I think it should be almost every single team should be doing it. But after a loss, we always try to recite what our greatest weakness was that game. And, just make sure that every player is not kind of dreading that loss with them into the next day, but taking a piece of information from that loss so that they can also better themselves as a player and also just the team all around, because that's very important, is the mentality aspect of the game and how you approach your losses, but also how you approach your wins.
Yeah, totally.
Another thing that we do that I don't really see a lot of other teams do is when we break it down out of a huddle, it's a little bit different. We don't just do birds on 3 and then call it birds. We do birds on 3 and then family on 6. So I think that really highlights the vibe that we're bringing into this season, because it's not just about the birds. It's about being a family as well, and I think that our team is really getting a grasp for all of that. So that's definitely something that we do that other people don't.
And then one more thing that we do, I'm sure my fellow infielders could agree with me, is that after every first inning, we throw the ball down, get the ball in. We all come back to the pitcher's mound, have a quick little chat, say our little pregame saying, then we just get rolling from there, and that gets us all hyped up.
Always.
You guys, your family, so I agree. Your family for 3 months out of the year. You got to make the best of it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right, next team question is, how is this team's chemistry compared to from last year's team chemistry?
I just want to say, I think last year, I feel like everyone can agree with this, we weren't really a family. It was more everyone had their own cliques of 2 or 3 people, and that made up the team. And I think as we got farther in the year and everyone got a little tired of each other, and I don't know, I feel like this year we kind of all like each other, and it's not one person doesn't like the other person, and we feel comfortable with everything everyone's saying.
Yeah, Dylan's pretty much spot on that. Me and Jake can probably relate with this. You could tell me if I'm wrong or not, but we've been on varsity for 4 years? This is our fourth year?
4 years.
But for those 3 previous years, there's always been almost little groups, depending on who they hang out with or like who their friends are in the building and like out of the building. When I say the building, I mean school, of course. But this year we're all just really like we're all in union. We all are on the same wavelength. We're all just kind of like trying to focus on one goal. Like no one's trying to work on their own stats. Everyone's trying to work on the goal of winning as much as possible and also learning as much as possible.
Yeah.
Alex put it great there. Just to build off of that, I mean, not trying to be repetitive, but I would say people were a lot more focused on themselves last year. It wasn't really so much as a team like we are this year. I feel like stats, like Alex said, were really a big focus for many of the guys, like trying to get 100 hits or trying to get this goal, and we weren't even really focused, I feel like, as much on wins as we are this year. Like this year, the mindset is completely flipped, and we just want to get as many wins and try to get into the state playoffs as a good seed.
Yep. Thank you. Next team question, gonna bounce off the state playoffs. What will it take for you guys to get the distance this year? And what are your team goals?
Team goal, state championship and winning the league. Now, I think that there's a crossroads with our team right now, and it's solely dependent on how much we are a hive mind and how much we are concentrating as a team. And what that means is...
Just hold up for a second.
64 chartreuse.
What that means is how well can we band together in times of when we are down in a game and when we don't have confidence in ourselves. Like, how well can we band together to back each other up? And more importantly, how much can we concentrate in practice so that when we do go up in a game, we don't get complacent. Just like in practice, we take it nice and loose.
I mean, the biggest thing that we need to do as a team is to make it. Obviously, our goal is just to win the state championship. I know Jake just said it, win it all, and then win past that. Whatever the next round is, win the entire state or the entire group, to be precise. But I mean, to get there, we got to just sharpen up our defense. We got to work on our pitchers. Got to work on throwing more strikes and stuff. I mean, I'm not a pitcher. I know obviously we got Tyler. He's been amazing. Alex, he's just coming back. He'll be amazing. Jake will be amazing. Dylan, amazing. But all of our pitchers just got to throw more strikes, limit the walks, and we could be a phenomenal team if anyone wants to build on that.
Yeah, I mean, Matt put it perfectly. He listed the physical things that like we need in order to win the state chip. Obviously, defense wins championships. Pitching is the most important aspect of baseball, in my opinion. I'm not speaking as a bias as a pitcher, but it's pretty true, I would say. But overall, yeah, I think the biggest thing that we need as a championship team is that we need to try to win every single out. We just really need to focus on, having that competitive mentality, that gamer mentality where for 2 hours it's nothing but everything you've put, forward for this game. So, I mean, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's you guys gotta just sharpen up the pitching. It's the biggest aspect of baseball. All right, let's get to the fun questions now. Same thing. More so as just everybody can answer them, but keep it appropriate also. Let's start off with, what type of music are we listening to in the locker room?
I'll answer this. There's a wide range. I mean, when coach isn't, when there's no, cigar frying Coach Remo's behind, we're usually listening to modern music. However, when the camel breaks the straw's back, we turn on prehistoric music and listen to Ring of Fire.
The Ring of Fire. Yeah, I mean, we also listen to the name songs. Like, I'm not talking about, like, any song's name. I'm talking about, like, people's names in a song. Like, Justin Grippo is our assistant coach, and we're really big and proactive with Justin. Coach Grippo. He's a phenomenal person. I mean, Dylan can show you a preview of the song. Justin. So, I mean, overall, it's all about just, we listen to everything. I mean, Jake, Ty said it, but it's all about just positive vibes, make sure we're in the game and we're just positive for the game.
Absolutely.
Anybody else, or is that going to the next question?
Yeah, next question.
Next question. All right, so Coach Remo retired last year from teaching, but he's still the head coach of the team, right? So How is is there any difference between him coaching, like his coaching style, because he's not a teacher anymore? Is he more locked in, or tell us about it?
Well, to start off, Coach Remo, he is definitely a very dedicated guy to baseball. He has been coaching and or playing for probably his entire life as of right now. And I would say I think his coaching is definitely different in the aspect of that he has, even himself said that he is like always doing more stuff now that he's not teaching. He said that he wakes up and he's constantly thinking about how he could better us as a team and individually. So I would just think like actual coaching tips, I think he's just been more mellow this year, and just actually listening to the players a lot better. So I would say that, yeah.
I mean, he even wakes up at 2 a.m. This is all hearsay from Coach Remo, but he says he wakes up at 2 a.m. thinking about us. So.
Yeah, all right. What about you, Matt?
I mean, I definitely think he's more attentive this year. And I mean, now that he's not a coach, I mean, we just said it, but he's definitely trying to help out players more individually, like specifically, not to call anyone out, but he's going to help our catchers, block the balls more. He's going to work with the pitchers, with the walks and stuff. And I think he's the best player to ever come out of New Jersey besides Kyle Teal. So I really think he's a phenomenal coach and an amazing person.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's committed to his craft.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Let's end it off with I want all of you guys responding, or most of you guys, any fun locker room memories so far. I mean, we've only got a couple games in, but let's start off with Mr. Banana.
I mean, I honestly don't even know where to start, but if I had to put my finger on it, it could be a little disrespectful, but there was one time we just won, and we put one of our friends on the chair after the game, and we just had a grand old time.
I'd like to answer. I have a locker room memory. It's more general. But I don't remember the game last year, but we won a game. I remember it was like a really tough game. I think we came out in the bottom of the seventh. But in the locker room, we stayed, I would say, after the game for maybe 3 hours, just hanging out, talking, having fun. Like basically almost stayed the night there. And I would say it was a really fun time. So, yeah.
I would have to say those late nights in B5 definitely are like good memories with all your teammates there. And then definitely when Remo comes in, with all the energy in the world. And then as soon as he leaves, we go into like our little dance party on the chair. Definitely gets everyone fired up.
I mean, every day is a memorable day in the B5 locker room. But I mean, more specifically, just recently after the nice comeback win against Indian Hills, they were talking a lot. And, after the game, had a little dance party, had a little conga line out of the B5 locker room.
Waving Indian Hills goodbye.
Yeah, waved him goodbye. That was just a really good memory from this year.
Yeah, this isn't really a locker room memory, but our first win, and hopefully there's many more to come this season, after beating Paramus Catholic 2-0 with, T being on the bump and throwing an absolute shutout and Brendan relieving him. Just overall, like, our team just had a great time, like the bus ride back, and we had our kind of religious thing on the chair, and overall that was a great way to start the season with a key memory. So.
All right, so it sounds like chairs and slamming desks is part of your routine. I want to say thank you guys so much for taking this time. You guys have a great day and good luck tomorrow. Thank you.